On this episode of JR the P. The Dems set that Trump-Biden debate up, boy. It was a setup. Because I was wondering, I'm like, wow, like, CNN, they produced it, right? And all the pictorial ads, like the thumbnail image of, Biden, Trump, and they're about to square off in a debate. It seemed pretty reasonable. It seemed like, they weren't trying to... They gave Trump his fair due, which was odd. I'm like, why are they giving him his fair due? These people hate Trump, right? Why are they giving him his fair due? And then as I watched the debate, I'm like, oh, it was a setup. Because the Dems, they know damn well that, hey, come on, man. Joe Biden, he ain't up to the task. I don't want to, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's some of the criticism. It's like the Democratic Party, the liberals, have been pushing this narrative for so long throughout the Biden administration that, oh, he's competent. He's got a fiery leadership quality within him when he's like stumbling off stage, bumbling around the world, making a complete ass of himself, right? I mean, poor bastard, I ain't trying to knock him for what he can't help, but the proof's in the pudding. He's just physically and mentally not up to the task, right? And that's why I know that, well, I don't know, but I'm assuming, an educated guess. My hypothesis is that the Dems set him up for that debate. They wanted to throw him as a lamb to the slaughter, shuffle him out there, let the world see what's up, and that way they can transition to the next candidate. They're trying to get him to resign, basically. What's happening, ladies and gents? It's your old chuckle buddy. Guess who? Johnathan James Ramcharan, reporting live for duty on this magnificent June 29th in the year of our Lord, 2024. Welcome and bienvenue to Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. Oh, hey, folks. How you doing? If you're new to the show, Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast, that is, this is a show where I gob, gab, squawk, and blab about myself in order to relate to y'all's self, y'all the dear listener, y'all the dear viewer. Shared experiences, kindred souls, BFFs forever. Yeah. Like I always encourage my listeners and viewers, you can put me in your will. When you die and kick the bucket and, your fake phony family members are crying by your bedside vigil. He's dead. Then they'll read the will. Motherfucker, he left everything to Johnathan of Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast, that is. That's how meaningful my show is. Ganking motherfuckers out of their life savings on their deathbed. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, YouTube, Rumble. We're on Rumble now. And my own website, Johnathan, pronounced Johnathan-Ramcharan.com. And as always, folks, if you're enjoying the show, getting some laughs, chuckles, gags, guffaws, chortles, please, would you help my black ass out already? Share me with a friend. Sharing's caring, folks. It truly is. Politician thumb. That's how you know I'm telling the truth. It truly is. Sharing is caring, folks. Truly is. Politician thumb is kind of fitting for this next segue. Trump, Biden, debate 2024. It was a humdinger, folks, I'm telling you. So let's jump right into it, because that's what they say on YouTube and Rumble and content creation. Let's jump right into it. As if, what the fuck else would I be doing? What do you think I set up these lights and cameras and, lights, camera, action, backdrop, TV screen with my fucking podcast name on it. I set all this gimmick up. What, you think I spent all this time setting this shit up not to jump into it? What the hell else do you think I'm supposed to be doing? Wouldn't that be strange, This is a video about, the political debate 2024, Biden, Trump, and then all of a sudden I just launch into like some fucking softcore porn. You know, some hot young kitten in my neighborhood, bring her over here, start making out with her. Come here, baby, and give you a kiss on camera. Softcore porn. Make a softcore porn video for some fucking lonely fucking weirdo out there watching my content. Anyway, we're going to jump right into it. What the fuck else would I be doing making a podcast, right? But let's jump right into it. Trump-Biden debate 2024, right? So to start this thing up, man, like, yo, the Dems set it up. It was a setup. You know what I mean? Which, yo, it works in my favor as a Trump supporter, fake news, witch hunt, you know? As a Trump loyalist, reborn Trump loyalist. I haven't always been with the Trumpster. You know, I was listening to the fake news back in his first term, 2016. 2016 to April 2019, I was pretty much against Trump. Just not really digging it. But then again, I wasn't digging any politician. You know, I'm just kind of, you know, fuck them politician dummies, right? But Trump ain't no political pundit. He ain't no typical politician. But anyway, the Dems set that Trump-Biden debate up, boy. It was a setup. Because I was wondering, I'm like, wow, like, you know, CNN, they produced it, right? And all the pictorial ads, you know, like the thumbnail image of, you know, Biden, Trump, and they're about to square off in a debate. It seemed pretty reasonable. It seemed like, you know, they weren't trying to, they gave Trump his fair due, which was odd. I'm like, why are they giving him his fair due? These people hate Trump, right? Why are they giving him his fair due? And then as I watched the debate, I'm like, oh, it was a setup. Because the Dems, they know damn well that, you know, hey, come on, man. Joe Biden, yo, he ain't up to the task. I don't want to, yo, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's some of the criticism. It's like the Democratic Party, the liberals, have been pushing this narrative for so long throughout the Biden administration that, oh, he's competent. He's got a fiery leadership quality within him when he's like stumbling off stage, bumbling around the world, making a complete ass of himself, right? I mean, poor bastard, you know, I ain't trying to knock him for what he can't help, but the proof's in the pudding. You know, he's just physically and mentally not up to the task, right? And that's why I know that, well, I don't know, but I'm assuming, an educated guess. My hypothesis is that the Dems set Biden up, set him up for that debate. They wanted to throw him as a lamb to the slaughter, shuffle him out there, let the world see what's up, and that way they can transition to the next candidate. They're trying to get him to resign, basically. I mean, just even from the beginning, when he bumbled out onto that stage, right? It even seemed like a South Park type of skit, you know? Joe Biden, you know, he walks out onto the stage and goes, hey, everybody, good to be here. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me. Good to be here. Hey, everybody, Joe Biden. Nice to see you. Good to... It seemed like a South Park skit. Like, that's the type of, like, the way, it was just so awkward, and his fleeting, flitty little voice, his little mouse voice flits out onto the stage. Hi, everybody. Good to be here. Nice to see you. He addressed an empty room. You know, it was widely known that it was going to be an empty room they were playing to, no crowd. So I guess, in theory, he was speaking to the moderators and the public at home, but there was nobody in the audience. So he just walks out. Hey, everybody. Good to be here. Nice to see you. Good to be here. Nice to see you. Hey, everybody. You know, it seemed like a South Park gimmick, because you know the way South Park does it. You know, it's like, hey everybody, Joe Biden. I'm just the way they could just mock a person with like a high pitched, the typical South Park mockery that is so like, well known and loved. I mean, it's a funny show. The way Joe Biden slid out onto that stage, he slinked out onto that stage, it seemed like a South Park skit. Hey, everybody, good to be here. Nice to see you. Hey, where's Cartman? Hey, where's Kenny? Hey, everybody, how you doing? Hey, where's Stan's dad? Hey, everybody. Then Trump struts out, cool, calm, collected, just cold. Just walked out like he had his business to do. Just walked out, cold open, right? Ready to drop bombs, verbally, metaphorically speaking. Trump just walked out, ready to tear a strip off of Joe Biden. Hey, everybody, good to be here. Nice to see you. Hey, how you doing? Good to be here. Good to be here. Fucking mouse, right? So then they get into it. Now, it was fairly civil, all things aside. Truly was. Fairly civil throughout the debate in terms of like how each man addressed the other man, like Trump, Biden, how each of them addressed each other. Fairly civil. Though Biden did chime in with the insults, hey, guess what, buddy? You're a whiner. You're a whiner. Hey, you're a whiner, and you're a loser, and what else do I think? He like insulted Trump several times. Trump didn't take the bait, even though he could have easily. And then there was one moment when Joe Biden, he went in on Trump. Hey, you know what? We were at the World War II memorial service, and we're at the World War II memorial service, and Biden, I'm Biden. So Trump, we're at the World War II ceremony, and Trump said something about my son. He was talking, my son is not a loser. You're the loser. You loser. Got real personal for a second there, Biden tearing a strip off of Trump. He told Trump off, all right. He goes, guess what? You're a loser. Trump, loser. Trump's just like... So, Biden was kind of the emotional one in terms of the name calling. Trump even had to check him at one point. Can we please stop not acting like children? Can we not act like children here, please? Please. Good old Trump, holding it down, keeping the respectability, And, the moderators were civil, very civil as well. That's what's leading me to believe that this was all a Democratic setup. The moderators were very civil. Things seemed to be kind of fairly enacted. Trump was portrayed in the production quite fairly. He wasn't, they didn't show any ugly pictures of him or mean pictures. They didn't mock, it was kind of fairly set up, which is totally not the way the liberals and the Democrats have been playing. Unfortunately, they have not been playing fair. So I'm like, what's this about? And even after the debate, they launched right into it. Like CNN, their analysts, they didn't waste a second, because once the debate finished, those few minutes directly after the ending of the debate, those few minutes are crucial. Like the whole world's watching, America's watching, there's a lot of viewers. So those couple minutes after the debate are golden, the golden minute, the golden hour, like to whatever message, to whatever thing you want to say. As soon as the debate ended, they launched right into it. Oh, we're looking at our figures. We're looking at our online poll right now, and holy moly, Joe Biden bombed. He tanked. He's terrible. Oh my God, we've never seen anything like this in the last 50 years. I mean, the people are really speaking. Joe Biden's an absolute debacle. Like, they launched right into it. They didn't spare a second to throw Joe Biden under the bus directly after the debate. So that's what's leading me to believe that, it was a setup. And they also called for this debate. They set the debate up. Apparently, it's like the earliest debate in U.S. I don't know if it's in U.S. history or that's just some talking point thing I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently it's the earliest debate in U.S. history. They don't usually debate this early in the election, right? Or the election trail, rather. So they don't usually debate this early in the election trail. So, it was a setup, all right. I ain't no dummy, right? I see what these Dems are up to. And, I mean, even better for Trump. You know what I mean? Because, it ain't going to be an easy fix to just throw some Hail Mary last second. Yeah, just throw any old idiot in there. Let them lead the country, right? So, the moderators were civil. I was really suspecting or expecting some, Dem Simping. I thought there were going to be some Democratic simps. What is a simp? Like somebody who just like, what the fuck is a simp? Somebody who, let me quickly look that up. I don't know. I want to know right now. Because I was expecting them to be Democratic simps, the moderators, right? And blah, blah, blah. Joe Biden, he's so great. He's so sexy. He's so smart. We love Joe Biden. Like, that's what I was expecting from the moderators. And they didn't do it. They were, So simping is a term that has been used online to describe people who are overly compliant or submissive in order to gain approval from someone else, usually of the opposite sex. Yeah, right. So I was expecting the moderators to be simps. I thought they were going to be people who were overly compliant or submissive in order to gain approval. That's what I thought these creeps were going to be like. But no, they were pretty fair all around, right? And Joe Biden. Have you ever heard of Mumble rap? I'm smoking that draw. And I gotta get that money, get that money. See for fucking money, fucking nigga, yo. Like mumble rap. Well, if you've ever heard of mumble rap, have you ever heard of mumble math? Holy moly, talk about mumble math. He's a mumble mather, fucking Joe Biden, So the moderator would ask a question. So President Biden, under your administration, we are seeing record levels of inflation like never seen before. What are you going to do to stem the tide of inflation pandemonium? Biden would be like, well, here's what we're going to do. See, every household has, because you see, the thing about the price of milk is that, come on, man, like the price of milk, that I did that. I came up with a tax to tax the 1% of the richest people in the country, so that they can, so milk could be, see, I'm from Scranton. I come from Scranton, Ohio, or wherever the fuck. I come from Scranton. I'm a panty scranter. I like panties. Scranton. I'm from Scranton, and we're gonna get milk and we'll get the milk price down and then inflation, because we're gonna tax the 1%. I did that. That's like mumble math. You always mumbling figures. Okay, well, the economy, the price of the defense is like, you see, what I did was I imposed a tax leniency cut to reimburse the directional costs of overinflation, and what that did was it put an extra 10 billion. I mean, no. I mean, 100 million, $1 million into the pot. That's what I did. I enacted Mumble mather. Spit it out, Junior. Enough with the mumble math. Joe Biden and his fucking mumble math make you mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean? Make you sick to your stomach. See that fucking old geezer up there mumbling on about math. You know? So, yeah, I noticed that off the hop. Just mumbling figures. Mumbling and bumbling his way through like economic figures. It's like, how are you supposed to take this seriously? How are you supposed to be like an American citizen sitting at home watching your president talk about the economy where people like literally, yo man, you even heard Trump, you know, it's like bacon has gone up to like, you know, I can't even afford to eat bacon. The poor, first lady, she'd be like, darling, do you want to have a bacon sandwich for breakfast? I say, no way, Jose, we can't afford it. Bacon has gone up to yin yang. You know, like bacon prices are soaring. You know, you can't buy a dozen eggs this day without taking out a mortgage, second mortgage. You know, you gotta lean on your car just to get a fucking carton of milk these days. You know, take out a third mortgage on your fucking home you gotta refinance your car, your house, your home just to go buy a dozen eggs these days. You know, how are you supposed to be like a American citizen going through that crap and then Then you got your president, Joe Biden, stumble onto a stage and go, well, you see, what we're going to do is we're going to get the math, the milk inflation is going to go down. And that's what I did. I did that. I'm from Scranton. Okay, I'm from Scranton. And I'm a panty scruncher. And I'm from Scranton. And that's what I did. The milk prices are going to go down because I'm going to, put a tax on the 1% of the most richest people in the country. And mumble math, mumble. You know, make you sick to your stomach. But as feeble as Joe Biden is, he does paint a chilling portrait at times. Really does. Maybe it's just because he's so dumb and incompetent that he might get the world into a World War III with his stupid, mumbling ways. But, he said something that was quite chilling. It's like Trump is like, and what the hell is with Joe Biden on the world stage? Fumbling, mumbling, stumbling. He can't even climb down 2 stairs, I mean, this guy's going to get us into World War III. Then Joe Biden would be like, no. Because, see, China and Russia, they don't want to screw with us. They don't want to screw around with us. China, Russia, they don't want to screw around with us. The way he said it was quite chilling. They don't want to screw around with us. Like, it was kind of chilling. Like, I mean, I got the whiff of a man who is willing to, like kill by remote control. This guy don't give a fuck. Like, there was some darkness to that. They don't want to screw around with us. I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it or what am I even doing, but I'll tell you something else. They don't want to screw around with us. They don't want to screw around you don't want to screw around with a guy from Scranton, or whatever the fuck. See, I come from Scranton. It's quite chilling, He's gonna, he might draw America into unnecessary conflict just with his stupid bumbling ways in his mouth. They don't want to screw around with us. And, a lot of pundits were going on and on about how, like, Trump was, they basically said like this. Biden was weak in the debate, but strong on the facts, where Trump was strong in the debate, but a liar on the facts. Which is BS, a bunch of baloney if you ask me. Because check this, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to have to think for yourself, right? Think for yourself, folks. Remember for yourself, folks. I mean, you have a brain. You have 2 eyes. You have a nose. You have ears. You have senses. You can see and hear and feel and think for yourself. Can you not, folks? So when you hear these pundits say things like Trump was telling all these lies, Biden was telling all the truth, all you got to do is think back in your own memory. If you have a memory and you can be honest about this and impartial, I remember back in 2019, 3 years into the Trump administration, that's when the tide started to turn. They tried to crucify and vilify him his entire term. It wasn't towards the end. I remember April 2019 is when the first ray of light started to shine. The Mueller report. Dun, dun, dun. Trump exonerated. Trump not guilty of Russian collusion. Holy crap, that's major. That was major because the news had been saying that he was colluding with Russia and stole the election. They had said that for 3 years. Finally, the Mueller report comes out, April 2019, I believe. Boom. Fake news. Secondly, people are always talking about how, oh, he's friends with Putin. Oh, he's friends with Kim Jong-un. Oh, he's friends with President Xi of China. It's like, isn't that a good thing? Like, even when I was not supporting Trump, like back when I just wasn't digging Trump, that's because I was believing into all the lies that the mainstream media was saying. I believed all their lies. I trusted them. I figured the news wouldn't lie to me. Turns out, what did I know? But anyways, back then, even I, someone who at that time wasn't really digging Trump, I was like, well, that's a strange criticism. Like, isn't it a good thing if he gets along with members, world leaders, people with nuclear weapons? Like, isn't it good that he gets along with Russia, China, North Korea? Isn't it good that he can manage a civil relationship with these people? They're trying to paint it like it was a bad thing. So you got the Mueller report coming out in 2019. You got people talking about his world relations. And then you have the economy. I remember in every left-leaning newspaper, like, it was unanimous. Like, coming from Canada, I'm living in Toronto, Canada. I'm a Canadian. I'm a North American. I'm in the American orbit. You know, like, the word on the street was America's economy was soaring, booming. They were praising Donald Trump's economy. So that's what was going on at the end of his first term. That's what was going on. So people are going to have to think for themselves and remember and recall, and don't just trust whatever political pundit wants to say stuff. They're saying that during the debate, Trump, all he did was say lies. Well, it's not true. Remember his presidency. Remember what happened. The Mueller report. They lied about the Russian collusion. He didn't do that. He was innocent. All right? 2, the economy. The economy was booming. Everybody was talking about how great his economy was. All right? And 3, the world leader relations. He got along with world leaders. It was a good thing. So, you know, Biden was trying to say, I inherited a mess. Trump's economy was terrible. He's a dictator. He's going to get us into World War III. Those were the lies. It's like the Twilight Zone sometimes, watching this whole Trump saga. And Trump didn't sugarcoat it. He just leapt right into it. He's been on the campaign trail. He's been dealing with all the phony indictments and cases. Trump didn't sugarcoat it at all, this debate. He just walked out. He was strong. He was stoic. He was unmoved by Joe Biden's insults. And he just said his piece. He delivered his message. Listen, America is a failing nation. We're being laughed at around the world. And, I'm going to make America great again. God bless him. God bless the Trumpster. Never surrender. Never surrender. And he just went out and said the truth and left it at that. He didn't sugarcoat it. And, that was, interesting, because what it did was also, it just showed, sort of like a strength through addressing the issue. He didn't hide the issue. Because Biden kept saying things like, "Oh, come on, man, America's the envy of the world. America's the envy of the world. And we're doing this, we're doing that, we're so good. Come on, man." No, it's obvious that there's a problem going on in America. It's imploding from within. I guess that's kind of redundant. Imploding means to crumble from within, I guess, to blow up on yourself. But they're blowing up and exploding from within. They're imploding. I implore you. Like, come on. So that's what, Trump didn't sugarcoat the message. He just told the truth. We're imploding. We're a failing nation. And, he wants to make America great again, which is totally what I'm in favor of as a Canadian. I mean, we look to America for leadership. The world looks to America for leadership. Like Viktor Orban said, the strong leader of Hungary. Now, I'm not going to say, he used this word. He said people feared me. I'm not using it, but people feared me. I think a better word would be respected. People respected me. Like Viktor Orban of Hungary said, how do you fix the world? How do you fix what's going on in the world, and how do you fix America? Get Trump back in office. Duh. So, and I can't believe this one went under the radar for so long. The super predators. Okay, we got a problem with these super predators. That's why I came up with this crime bill, to put them in. So, Trump brought up Joe Biden's 1994 crime bill, where he may or may not have. I remember seeing footage of him actually saying it. I could be wrong, but he basically called the black community super predators. Now, whether he said it directly or he implied it, I don't really know, but he was pretty harsh about it. And that flew under the radar for a long time. Trump brought that up, And what the hell's with Joe Biden saying he's the best thing that ever happened to the black community? Need I remind you, he called the black community super predators, okay? And, Joe Biden's 1994 crime bill, he was calling them super predators. Super predators. People born to fatherless homes, and they have not been socialized, and they run rampant in the street. They need to be locked up so they can't beat my mother, and they can't beat your husband. These super predators. Yeah, it does kind of show the judgmental bigotry, pig-headedness of, Biden and his pompous fucking grandstanding. Though I do actually kind of agree with some of the tenements of the 1994 crime bill, at least some of the spirit of it. I watched clips about him giving the address of it, or whatever the fuck they do. He's in Congress or whatever. He's in Washington and he's dressed up in a suit and he's giving his speech. We need to get rid of these super predators. We need to be tough on crime. I don't care why somebody commits a crime. We need to get them help. We need to get them away from society, and we need to lock them up. I don't care why they committed the crime. Which I agree with. I don't care why a criminal commits a crime. I don't care if somebody is under mental distress. I don't care if they have a mental disorder. I don't care if they're suffering from delusions. That's why I raped and murdered 5 women because I was under a delusion. I was having a mental episode. That's why I raped and killed 4 children. Look, I don't give a fuck. If somebody does something crazy in society, get them help. Whatever help they need to understand the situation, but they need to pay for it. They need to be locked away. They need to be dealt with. So I actually do agree with the basic message of Biden's crime bill. He was saying basically when somebody's a predator, regardless of their circumstance, if they commit some kind of foul, heinous crime, they need to be locked up. And we're seeing that, man. Like right now here in Toronto, Canada, just really quickly, a lady was set on fire last year on the subway. Some mental patient, under a delusion, doused a woman in flammable liquid and set her on fire. She later died from her wounds. The massive trauma she suffered while being set on fire, she died from that. This mental patient was recently acquitted. He was found criminally not guilty because he was suffering from a delusion. He was having a mental disorder where he didn't know what he was doing at the time when he set a woman on fire and killed her. Funny how he knew enough that he wanted to inflict pain, but he didn't know enough that, but he obviously knew enough that he didn't want to accept pain. Why not just kill yourself? No, you have to go hurt somebody else, right? Ever notice how these mental patients never hurt themselves? They're always hurting others. They don't know what they're doing, but they know enough not to hurt themselves. Interesting. Why not jump off a bridge if you're suffering so much? Do yourself a favor. Do the world a favor. Jump off a bridge. No, they'd rather go and rape and abduct a child. Kill a woman. Murder a woman and hide her body in the bushes. That's what they'd rather do. So I actually kind of agree with the kind of hard-nosed angle Biden was kind of putting forward in that crime bill. Though he was speaking towards the black community. I mean, come on. These people with their fatherless homes and their jigaboo music and their hip-hop music, they need to be locked away. Yeah. Super Predator. So anyway, I'm surprised that one flew under the radar for as long as it did, But hey. And how great would it have been if Trump had dropped the snake on the debate stage? How cool would that have been? You got one of the moderators. So Trump, ex-President Trump, is it true that upon your re-election, you are re-elected, that you are going to enact the biggest, most deep dive deportation the U.S. has ever seen? Are you going to deport undocumented workers, undocumented children from their families? Are you going to do a mass deportation that is the likes that the world has never seen? And then Trump would just be like, have you guys heard the snake? Now it's only if you want it. Have you guys heard the snake? It's an old song that I repurposed to address the migrant situation. I call it migrant crime. Have you guys heard the snake? Who wants the snake? It's only if you want it. Come on, what the hell? It's Thursday night. It's a debate. I got it right here. I got it. That snake. How great would it have been if he did that? Along a long wooded lake, there was a woman who picked up a snake. She kissed the snake and bit the snake. The snake is this poem that Trump recites, and it basically depicts the idea of, if you bring a snake into your home and it bites you, and then you cry, oh wow, the snake bit me. Well, it's like, yo, you knew it was a snake before you brought it home. Did you not? So that's the metaphor he's making about the migrant situation and the migrant crime. It's like you let all these mental patients in, unvetted, from all over the world, and then you cry victim when they rape and kill young women and children, and they cause crime, and it's an issue. It's an issue in the States for sure. So it would have been just cool to see Trump drop the snake on them motherfuckers. And, you know, as Trump was sitting across from the moderators, I believe it was Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Now, these are both high-level journalists, accomplished journalists, worldly people. So this is not a knock on them. But Trump made a comment when he said something along the lines of, see, something that you two, referring to the moderators, you see, this is something that you two don't understand, that your taxes are going to go up and your income is going to be affected. You are going to feel the financial crunch of a Biden second term. You know, he went into it on the financial angle of Biden second term. That crunch that taxpayers feel when they get their paycheck, when they go to the grocery store. You're going to feel that crunch. And, you know, he's sitting across from the moderators and he's saying that. And these are worldly people. And successful people, Jake Tapper, Dana Bash. But my point is, you need to give respect where respect's due. It's like, think of Donald Trump. If there's anything that man knows, it's business, money, economy. He's proved it in his life. He's proved it in his leadership as the president of the United States. You can say what you want. Generally speaking, everybody praised Donald Trump's economy when he was president. So he proved it in his life. He proved it in his business. He proved it in his presidency. His knowledge of financial, worldly matters. And it was just interesting to see, like, I was just trying to think of it from Trump's perspective. You're standing there on a stage and you're looking at two political talking heads, no offense, but I mean, just media people. And they're saying, blah, 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 blah about your economy and blah, 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 blah. And you just sit there like looking at them, like everything that Trump has been through in his life. I wonder what it'd be so strange to be like he's sitting across from two very accomplished people, Jake Tapper and Dana Bush, but it's almost like a father looking at children, trying to explain to them a piggy bank. All right, look here, son, this is a piggy bank. If you want to make money, you need to save money and invest money. I'm going to teach you about a piggy bank. Like, that's kind of what it kind of looked like when he was like talking to those two moderators. And that's not a knock against them. It's just about giving respect. It's about giving respect where respect is due. I mean, Jake Tapper, Dana Bush, they're not dumb. They're not, they're very accomplished, intelligent people. But it's like, when Trump is talking finance, you might do to listen. You might benefit to listen from that. Right? That's what I'm saying. And, they're trying to say, one of the criticisms also too, one of the questions was, why is Donald Trump so gung-ho on corporate tax, lowering corporate tax, So Trump, if you get a second term, are you going to continue to cut tax breaks for those fat cat big corporations? Are you going to continue to do your tax breaks for big corporations? It's common sense, yo. Business brings business. If you incentivize people to create companies and keep companies within a country, they will bring jobs. If you incentivize a business to want to do business in the United States, they set up business and they provide jobs to the people, for the people. And those people can then work their jobs, save their money, and level up, do whatever they want in their life, start their own business, pay for their kids' college, retirement home, spend it on drugs and hookers, whatever the fuck you want. It's your money. But that's the benefit of giving tax breaks to big corporations. They stay within the country and they provide jobs. And the only way you're going to level up in life is if you work, save money, and move up. How are you supposed to get ahead in this world if you don't have opportunity? If you send jobs away out of a country, that means less opportunity. And when you have less opportunity, you have less options. It's common sense. Tax breaks incentivize businesses to stay within a country. And when businesses stay within a country, that means more jobs are available. And when more jobs are available, that means more opportunity. So you work at some stupid job and it's not exactly what you want to do, but it's a job. You work, you save your money, you level up, you move on. That's the way the game's played. It's common sense. And they're talking to him as if like, so you're going to keep giving these tax breaks to these big corporations? How else are you supposed to keep them in the country? If you put a loser in a corner and say, sit, a loser will sit in the corner and cry about it. They put me in the corner. I'm in a corner. What's with all these taxes that they're putting on me? I guess I'll just sit in my corner. If you put a winner in a corner, doesn't take long for them to stand up and walk away. Fuck this corner. I'm going to stand up and walk away. That's what business is like. If you put a corporation in a corner, say, sit boy, pay taxes boy, sit in your corner. That big corporation is going to say, yo, fuck this corner, fuck these taxes, stand up and walk off to China, walk off to India, walk off to Central America. That's what big business does. You can't put a big business in the corner and say, fetch, sit, stay. You put a big business in a corner, it's going to stand up and walk off to a different country. So when you give tax breaks to big business, what you're doing is incentivizing them to stay within a country and provide opportunity for the people. It's common fucking sense. So, I mean, it's just like watching Trump like talking to these journalists and, these media moderators, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. I mean, yeah, they're worldly accomplished people, but it's like they just seemed willingly blind to some basic common sense and dismissive of Trump's business IQ. You know, if there's anything Donald Trump has proven without a doubt that he is masterful at, it's business. Why would you look at Donald Trump giving you business advice and be like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever, what does he know? Donald Trump's going to talk to me about business. Yeah, I don't have to listen to that. What does he know? How stupid, how arrogant, how wrong. I ain't no rich fat cat, and I understand that concept. I ain't no big wig, and I understand that concept. I see the value of going through the hard times and saving, scrimping. I see what it takes to level up. I see, within my own life, within my own business ventures, within my own goals, I see on a humble level what Trump's talking about on a big level. And that's just the way it is. Love it or hate it. So, that's food for thought. People agree with it. People don't agree with it. But, I mean, how else do you keep business within a country? How? It's like if you're taxing these corporations to death and they can't make money and they can't turn a profit, how are they supposed to grow? How are they supposed to gain? And what's wrong with rewarding people who do good? A company creates jobs and industry and momentum within a country. What's wrong with rewarding them for that? Thank you for the business you do within our country. Thank you for the people which you employ. Thank you. Let's make it easy for you. Let's make it easy for you to continue the good work. Here's some incentives. Here's some incentives for you. That way you don't have to take your whole operation to a different country. common sense. But anyways, back to Biden. He had a bit of an unhappy, grampy look on his face at times too. You know, he had a bitter beer face. You know, that fiery, that glare, that glower. He would get a glare and a glower on his face. You know, he would stare in fiery senility, just staring at the moderators at times. It was just so unhinged and awkward. You know, he was very... He got oddly upset at times, just randomly. Staring at the moderators, staring at Trump, staring at the viewers at home. The closing speeches. Biden fumbled and bumbled and mumbled his way through it. Kind of sad to see. A lot of people talk about it as elder abuse. How could Jill Biden allow her husband to do this? This, that, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. I just thought as, I love Joe Biden the way I love all humankind. You know, we're brothers and sisters in my belief. We're brothers and sisters in Christ. We're brothers and sisters in Christ on our way to God the Father, trying to get to God the Father, you know? We're brothers and sisters. So it's not like I hate Biden or wish him well or anything. It's not like I feel sad or sorry for him, but it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. I see a frail man. I'm not even talking about his ideas or his politics, or I'm not talking anything personal other than the fragility of life. I just see a frail man in a position that demands strength, power, competency, alertness. Arguably the most important job in the world, arguably the most high profile job in the world, President of the United States. I just see a frail man in over his head. So that was Biden's closing speech, just mumbled on. And then, Trump, he stood up there and he dropped it like it's hot. He just said his piece, We're a failing nation. We're laughed at. We're no longer respected. But under my presidency, which I don't have to do, by the way, I was very happy to go off and live a very happy life with my family in some beautiful location, one of the many places I own, many of the places I can visit. I'm very much happy to do that. But I'm very happy to be here. And we're going to make America great again. Thank you. Then he just walked off. Delivered his message, left the stage. Strength. Resounding off his words, his character, his demeanor. Said his message, walked off the debate stage. That was the end of it. No fuss, no muss. Joe Biden, on the other hand, had to be guided down two stairs. Jill Biden had to swoop in there to guide him down 2 stairs. I fart my way up and down 2 stairs, boy. Like, you could fart and climb 2 stairs. You can get over 2 stairs on a fart beat. All of a sudden you're up 2 stairs. You ever fart and all of a sudden you be propelled? You ever fart and just be propelled up 2 stairs? Whoa. Just climb 2 stairs. Whoa. Up 2 stairs. Yeah, 3 stairs. 4 stairs. It's a fart beat away. A fart beat. This guy had to be guided down 2 stairs by his wife after the debate. Kind of a sad ending to a sad occasion to begin with. So, that's my takeaway. I think the Democrats set Biden up to a lamb to a slaughter cart him out there, let him go make a fool of himself, and let's get him to be so humiliated that he'll resign. I think that's what their game plan was. Trump delivered his message. I hope it was meaningful to the American people, because it's a big situation, this 2024 election in America. It affects the world. So he did a great job. He delivered his message. He did it in strength. He did it concisely, said his piece, and moved on. And I hope it really reached the people it needed to. And, you know, pre-office, pre-presidency Donald Trump, I was looking into it. Now I feel like I'm aware. I'm aware of Donald Trump. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say like I'm a 7.5 awareness of his brand, of his legacy, of who he is, of what he's done, his storyline in the, just that's out there for public consumption. I'm aware of Trump. And if you look back into his legacy, pre-office, pre-2016, the big thing about him that everyone said was he's arrogant and that he had 2 divorces. That's it. He's arrogant and he's had 2 divorces. So what they're basically saying is, we're jealous of Trump. We are jealous and envious of his success. That is basically what they're saying. That's what they said back then, and that's what they're saying now. Take a good look, take a real good look at Donald Trump and tell me what you see other than success. And even in the mistakes and failures, they lead to personal growth and success through time. Take a look, take a good look at Donald Trump and tell me what you see other than success. And if that's not what you see, then you're a liar. You're not admitting what is blatantly obvious. He is successful in family. He raised, 5 children? 3 sons and 2 daughters. He has raised 5 decent, successful children. Yes, he has had some divorces, but he's been successfully married now for several years, like 20 some years now. Successfully married, happily married. His business life is immaculate. I mean, successful business mogul, done it all. Media star. He was on television for years, The Apprentice. He's written books. He's been successful in his business. Family, God. If you're going to look at Donald Trump and see anything other than success, then you're lying. His presidency, they proved that he was innocent of all the Russian collusion, of all the BS nonsense that they're trying to pin on him. And I'm sure that the things that are coming right now, these fake indictments, these phony trials and lawsuits, I'm sure those are going to get washed out just as well. So when you look at Donald Trump, man, what I'm seeing is that people are jealous and envious of him. Because there ain't nothing on him. There ain't nothing on him that is criminal. These fake, phony 34 count indictments. It's the same issue on 34 different occasions. Apparently it was 34 checks that he had written. 34 checks that he had written allegedly to this porn star, allegedly. 34 counts. But it's really just 1 count. It's the same issue 34 times. And even that's phony. It was a non-disclosure agreement. An NDA. Those are legal. Anybody can come up with one of those. It's fair play. There's nothing wrong there. It's a non-disclosure agreement. Businesses do that all the time. I've signed them. Like not on my behalf, but like getting involved with businesses and stuff like that. I've had to sign them. Like it's a non-disclosure agreement. It's no big fucking deal. It wasn't hush money. It was a non-disclosure agreement. So I'm just seeing that people are jealous and envious of Trump. God bless him. The debate 2024, Biden, Trump, it was a showcase of the inadequacy of the Biden administration. And moving forward, hopefully, some common sense and decency being restored to America. And in doing so, the world at large. We need some common sense and decency restored to this universe. Hallelujah. Joel Chuckle Buddy. Yes, you. Johnathan James Ramcharan. Signing off on this magnificent June 29th in the year of our Lord 2024. Yes, the Biden-Trump, or Trump-Biden, rather, debate 2024. It was a humdinger. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, YouTube, Rumble, my own website, Johnathan-Ramcharan.com. And as always, folks, if you're enjoying the show, getting some laughs, chuckles, gags, guffaws, chortles, please help my podcast out already. Share me with a friend. Till next time, folks, you live it, you love it, you realize it. Aight? Peace.